Welcome to The Global Girlfriend.
Shall we book a trip to Thessaloniki, Greece?
Yep. All right, everybody, welcome back to The Global Girlfriend. My name's Brianna.
And my name is Morgan.
And we are your hosts for the Global Girlfriend podcast. We are a podcast for women who live abroad or travel a lot and all of the joys, triumphs, successes, and sometimes struggles that go into living this crazy lifestyle. And today we are so excited to share our episode for you about mainland Greece. So a lot of times when you see things about Greece in the news or on social media, you hear about Santorini, you hear about Mykonos, you hear about Athens, but there is a whole massive country on the mainland that is absolutely worth exploring. Morgan and I have traveled mainland Greece extensively, so we are here to give you our hot tips and takes on mainland Greece. So, to get us started, Morgan, why do you think that mainland Greece is maybe less represented or less known about or even less traveled?
Honestly, I think it's because the islands are surrounded by, such stunning waters and also have, dramatic landscapes. Like it's just so hard to ignore those and not want to prioritize going to those and just kind of using the mainland as your flying in and out of kind of spot. So I think it just kind of gets overshadowed by these islands that everyone hears about. But yeah, I think if people have the time and are really truly exploring Greece slowly, the mainland is truly stunning.
Absolutely. And you can have a trip on mainland Greece where you visit the coast where you feel like you have visited a Greek island. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. But let's talk first about the city that everybody knows, Athens. What are some things that you love about Athens?
Okay, yeah, I thought Athens was a little bit quirky as I've used the word quirky before. It was like a quirky city. Like I love the vibe, and I think one of the most iconic things that I loved was the rooftops. They have like quite the rooftop scene, so which is so fun to be able to just sit up there in some lovely weather and just kind of look over the city. So I think one of my favorite things in there was getting to just look at the city from up top. Okay, what about you? What are some of your favorite things of Athens?
I also love Athens. I would totally agree. It is a quirky city. It is a city that has so many beautiful, wonderful, trendy, cool neighborhoods. And also, it's a little bit sketchy in places. And I like that about a city. But I agree with you. I love the rooftops. What many people maybe don't realize about going to Athens is, of course, you should definitely plan a day trip to go and see the Acropolis, iconic piece of history. But the Acropolis is up on this big hill. So you can basically see it from many, many places in Athens. And there's so many cool rooftops that have the Acropolis view. So it's just so cool to be having a glass of wine, looking up at this incredible piece of history. And yeah, I just think it's a really, really fun city. So, talking about places that you should see when you get to Athens, definitely carve out a morning or two to do some historical stuff. There's so much history in Greece. And so definitely get your tickets for the Acropolis. Go when it opens. It gets blazing hot up there and super busy. So get your tickets the day before and go there for the second that it opens. You'll have a much better experience. And then that area sort of surrounding the Acropolis is called Plaka, and it's really, really, really cool. Lots of beautiful shops, souvenir shops, cute cafes, restaurants. It's just very, very charming, very touristic, but it's a great place to see.
Yeah, and so with that, we would recommend that you stay central. It's great to be, near all the things, not have too far to go. And then that also allows you a little bit more time to kind of slowly explore your area. So you can like pop over to your place when you need to and kind of just live there like a local for long you're there. So definitely stay central.
Totally. And don't like over plan your itinerary. Athens gets super freaking hot, especially if you're going in the summer. So, like, account for some siesta time, account for some leisurely strolling time. Another thing, Athens has incredible public transportation. They have for tourists, because it's a very touristic place, you can do the hop on, hop off that stops at all of the major spots. So, that's a really great way to sort of plan getting around all of the major landmarks. But then just the regular metro system is super effective in terms of like getting to the airport, getting around to sort of further away neighborhoods. the public transportation system is there. So you're going to have a great time. I think just in general, Athens is a much cooler city than people give it credit for. I think a lot of people are like, okay, come to Athens, see the Acropolis and go. But I definitely think that you could spend a couple days there and see some really cool things, see some like fun alternative stuff, and just have a great time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So how many days would you say you think people need in Athens?
Honestly, you could do 2 or 3 and still have a great time. And then I think you should definitely go somewhere else, especially if your trip isn't super long, but definitely you could fill 2 days in Athens for
Yeah.
sure. Did anything surprise you about Athens when you went for the first time?
Not totally. I think I was surprised how much I liked it because it was funky, it was fun. Loved popping into the market. So I think how we've kind of probably a lot of us have heard Athens is usually kind of just like the stepping stone to get somewhere else. So yeah, I think I was just surprised that I liked it. Like I would go back and I would go hang out, sit around, have some coffees, see some some sights. Do you think Athens is walkable?
Uh yeah.
I know I was trying to remember.
In specific neighborhoods within Athens, those neighborhoods are super walkable. I think going in between neighborhoods, it's best to do some sort of transportation.
Okay. Good
That
points
would
there.
be
Good points.
my bet. Okay, so moving on, I am so excited to talk about Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki might be one of my favorite cities, actually, that I have ever been to. It is a beautiful seaside city in the north of Greece. It has one of the most beautiful, long, walkable oceanfront promenades of any city that I have ever been to. It is a city steeped in culture and history, and it's got an iconic food scene. So, absolutely love
Ooh.
Thessaloniki. What are your favorite things about Thessaloniki?
Okay, I actually haven't been.
Oh,
So I know, crazy. I've heard you rave about it, and it's on my list. But for whatever reason, what I think Thessaloniki's northeast Greece, and I've really kind of only done northwest. So I feel like you take it away. Tell us. So the food. How long would you say people should stay there for? What are your fave things?
Oh my gosh, Thessaloniki is so nice, and I would strongly recommend everybody add it to your itinerary. Definitely, you could spend 2 days there and have a great time. There's not a tremendous amount like to do, but it's just a really nice place to sort of slow down and enjoy. So you can go for these like beautiful long walks around the waterfront, which is so nice. You can take this cable car because Thessaloniki is kind of like built onto a hill that goes down to the sea. So you can take the cable car up to the top and then look down over the city, which is so beautiful. There's a bunch of so Thessaloniki is I forget like kind of how Greece is built, but like it's kind of like a city that's built on top of an old historic city. So they've been trying to build a metro in Thessaloniki for years, but they can't because they keep running into archaic ruins. And then when they run into the ruins, then they like dig them up and you can look at them basically. So like you're kind of just strolling through this very modern neighborhood, and then there's like this big hole in the ground that has like an ancient civilization on display for you to see, which is really cool.
That is so
And the
cool.
I think and Thessaloniki is known within Greece for its food scene, like incredible restaurants, super high quality food, Greek and international. Like it's just a wonderful place to go for a walk by the sea and have a great meal. And it's a really good launching point if you want to go to other places in the north of Greece as well. So that's
Amazing.
Thessaloniki.
Yeah, and I think previously Brianna has mentioned that you can fly in and out of Thessaloniki. So if that's a little bit better geographically for you to fly in and out of there to get to some destinations you want to go to, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. So good. So let's move to north, east or west? West. No, east. Where have you been?
I guess west of Thessaloniki. But
Yep, yep,
okay,
yep.
so so aside from Athens that I've spent some time in, I've also the other parts of mainland Greece I've spent in. I did a road trip down from Albania, stopped in, which is in obviously Greece, in Saranda, and then I did a road trip. So crossed the border, got into Greece, and kind of did a road trip. It was stopped in Parga, went through like the mountains, went to some like really pretty places, and then also went to Meteora, which was amazing. So, okay, so maybe next let's talk about Meteora.
Love it.
Amazing. My grandparents have actually been to Meteora, and I've gotten to go too, so it's fun to talk about that connection there. Beautiful place. So Meteora has like all these kind of like, we'll have to share some photos so you can see all these cliffs with monasteries on them with actual monks in them. And so it's super cool. I mean, they're so dramatic to see these monasteries built on a cliff. And some of them are just like, there's like one piece of land up in the air with a monastery on it, and it's crazy. So I recommend, yeah, going into like staying in the town of Meteora, obviously having some food, having some drinks, and you have to go visit these monasteries. I think I'm trying to remember what we did. We didn't do a tour. We just drove our car and drove to them and popped by different ones and took photos and went inside, and super fascinating. Have you
Honestly,
been
yeah.
to?
I have. I went with my parents. I've been a few times actually. And I got to take my parents there, which was amazing. It's unbelievable how they were able to build such beautiful monasteries like in these like rock formations that are seemingly coming out of the earth. I think a lot of people go there, for spiritual reasons. However, even if you are not religious at all or Orthodox isn't your religion, it is well worth the visit just to see how incredible it is that they have been able to build these structures into these rock formations. Like it's absolutely amazing. So definitely, if you're on mainland Greece, make the trek to Meteora because it's one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's super dramatic and yeah, super just yeah, impressive and beautiful. And so all in the kind of in that area, and if you're road tripping in the north and you're kind of maybe heading west, who knows? Very beautiful landscape. Like it's kind of like mountainous, hilly, pretty green. Well, time of year I went, and just really beautiful. We stopped at this place called Vikos Gorge. Have you been there?
No, tell me about it.
So yeah, you're driving, you're in this like it's like this like super dramatic, everything's dramatic valley that you're going through with really steep sides, and it's just beautiful rocks, and you're driving through and it's just stunning. So I would recommend popping by Vikos Gorge if you are have a car and you have the availability to road trip. And as always stop in random little restaurants, little tavernas, because you can find some really authentic, just beautiful ones with the most amazing food. And you could be the only people in there, and it's the kindest hospitality that you'll ever experience.
So nice. Another place worth visiting on mainland Greece is have you been to Metsovo in Greece?
I have not.
Oh
Well, if
my
I
gosh.
have, I don't
Okay, so
recall.
So, a lot of people think of Greece as a summer destination, which it absolutely is. You can do some incredible winter travel in Greece, and there is a town that you should absolutely visit summer or winter called Metsovo. So, it's sort of up in the mountains, and it is this beautiful little mountain town. You only really need one night because there's not a lot to do other than appreciate the nature. But it's again this like town that's built into all of these rolling hills, completely surrounded by the mountains. To get there, you do all of these switchbacks up the mountains. And when it is the winter, Greece doesn't get a whole lot of snow. They get a lot of snow in Metsovo. And so it's like these log cabins that are covered in
Oh,
snow
wow.
with trees that are covered in snow. Every little taverna has a fireplace in it. And it's just this super cozy, beautiful town that I absolutely think is worth visiting. They make a lot of their own cheeses and honeys, and it's just like a very cozy, stunning place to be. There's a creator, I'll tag him. His name is Steph Grease, and he posts all these photos and all of this content from Metsovo and the surrounding area. And so if you want some more details about why Greece could be an incredible and beautiful winter travel destination, go follow his stuff, but also just take our word for it. Like you can go in the fall, in the spring, in the winter, and just have an iconically beautiful, amazing trip. So Metsovo is the cute little cottage town that I think everyone should also add to your mainland Greece itinerary.
Okay, love that. And so yeah, if it wasn't clear enough, a hot take from Brianna and I are is that the mainland mountainous Greece is absolutely underrated. So you've got to put that on your list of things to do and explore.
And I
Moving even
guess
more
our
west.
moving even more west, we teased it at the beginning of the episode. You can spend some time on mainland Greece and feel like you're on a Greek island. Morgan, tell us about Parga.
Yeah, so I've only spent a little bit of time in Parga, and that's actually the only, I think, mainland coastal city that I've been in. And so I'm curious to hear of listeners share some more because I would love to know. But yeah, Parga is beautiful. I actually went in the winter, so it wasn't like summertime seaside, so it was a little bit more moody, but super super beautiful place. And it still was like not tragic weather, but just beautiful, beautiful homes and colors. I think yeah, sat in a taverna and had a really huge, amazing meal. And as it was winter, it was, not crowded at all. So it was